on this Saturday afternoon. The rules look like this. First half is going to remind you of what you typically see on a fall Saturday here at Memorial Stadium. The second half will start with a running clock beginning at the third series after both the orange and white team get a touch. You've got special teams, Mac, but we know you're not here to watch the special teams today, buddy. You want to see what's happening at quarterback and in the trenches a little bit, right?
Man, there's no doubt about it. And what's going to be a little bit unique about this game, Roy, is Clemson's still dealing with a ton of injuries from the season. I mean, this was a very unique thing that happened to the Tigers that I can't remember in my time as a player and just before as a fan. Clemson's never faced this. So a lot of guys today are going to get that opportunity. But as you mentioned, it's all about the quarterback battle, man. To see these two guys, and I don't even know if we want to call it that quite yet, but just to see these two young men on separate teams leading their respective teams trying to get a big victory.
We will have Dabo Swinney mic'd up in short order as well. You're going to hear running commentary from Coach in his 14th season here in Tigertown coming up in just a few minutes, and we're just about set. Ready to go, Mac, and I'm curious to hear what his take is in real time, in addition to yours and Katie's, just on everything that's going to transpire the next 2 hours.
Yeah, that's right, man. I think, again, when you look at this game, when you look at what is this for, it's a glorified practice. I mean, that's what we're doing. We just have a bunch of fans and TV here, and you want to see how guys are going to execute. I mean, you had all this time leading up to this. I think it's 15, 16 practices. Now let's go out and perform. Now let's go out and show what have you done as a player, the work that you've put in, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
DJU, they call him, 15 starts. Kate Klubnik reported to campus for the first time in January. You're going to get your first look at number 2 in purple. And, of course, quarterbacks cannot be hit today. So, Mac, that's good news to try to keep everybody healthy. But here's the other thing. We said coming into the show, 46 degrees. It feels like 35 with the breeze blowing down there on the playing surface. You just saw the Boston College game. It's 11 degrees warmer in Beantown right now than in upstate South Carolina. You try to explain that to me.
Hey, man, I don't know, but I love it. Like I said, I prayed for this day. I didn't want to be sweating down here trying to keep up with the Energizer Bunny that is Coach Dabo Swinney.
I want to see you doing wind sprints.
No.
I want to see you getting after it. You better be following Coach for all 2 hours and just get after it like you used to.
Hey, he's here. He's mic'd up, baby.
Let's go. We're back in the valley.
That's right, baby.
I feel like it's November, but we're here.
This is good practice.
This is Eric Mclean weather right here.
That's
right. Big old Will.
That's right. So, I mean, you're kind of getting the ACC championship, a January bowl game practice right here with this weather.
Look at here. So Christian Wilkins, Austin Bryant.
Talk to us about that. Why are these guys back? What are they doing today?
So they're the honorary head coaches today. And we got a bunch of guys, man. Isaiah and T and saw Shaq Lawson. Man, just a ton of guys here. But they just, they love Clemson. They come back every year. And so Christian wanted to be the first pick. He wanted to get first pick. He chose the orange team. He never won a spring game, so there's a lot on the line for him today. And then Austin Bryant never lost a spring game.
Wow.
So this should be an interesting deal.
There's a rumor out there that if Christian loses today, he will have lost more spring games than real games in his career.
I think that's accurate.
That's unbelievable.
Here we go, Coach Wilkins. Let's go.
Energy will not be an issue today with
correct.
The two of you mic'd up on the field. Coach, great to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for joining us, too.
Yeah, Bill Pot. Good to have you back in Clemson, man.
Hey, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Well, this should be a ton of fun. We'll hear from Katie George in a minute. Coach, what are you looking forward to the most today in front of this great crowd on hand?
Roy, he is currently coaching up right now. As we're going to experience this throughout the broadcast, he's working.
All right, I'm coaching him up on the kicker. Hey, I want both of you to kick, and then who's going to be the live guy? All right, you kick. Hey, both of you going to kick, and then you'll be live, okay? Hey, 2 kickers. Sit still. Kick, and then we'll go live on Casper.
So, Roy, we heard there's going to be a lot of kicking today. We're punting, we're kicking, we're figuring special teams out.
Phil Maffa back deep to receive the kick. He's had a great spring from everything that we've heard, and then you're going to see a lot of fair catches, rightfully so, right?
All right, here we go. We're gonna make all the kicks fair caught today because we're a little thin, as we talked about. We got a lot of guys out, so they're gonna have to play a lot of snaps. but we're still going to work on our drops and our fits. We're going to work on our covering and our waggling and our hands, our speed zone. All right, we'll take the ball right there.
How'd you like to tackle Big Phil Maffa on a kick return? My goodness. It's a lot of mass, Roy, coming right at you.
I mean, he's had a great spring from everything we've heard. Now, keep in mind, with the injuries that Coach referenced, no Will Shipley today, no Kobe Pace. There's still some guys banged up from the end of last year, but also they're making sure everybody's getting healthy here at the end of spring ball. So our first look now at DJ Uiagalelei. He's slimmed down, healthier, still has the knee brace on, but we've heard some great things this spring about his development and improvement overall.
And I think, again, Roy, what we're really looking at here at this practice, at this spring game, number one, body. I mean, just look at it right now. It's unbelievable. He looks like he is in tremendous shape, has really done a great job there. And now we just want to see, how does he move with it? What does he do with this new body?
Maffa in the backfield, flanking DJ Uiagalelei. Orange versus white. I think we're going to be assigned which team we're actually supporting here the most between Mac and I at some point in the broadcast. Play action on first down and incomplete, trying to spot Troy Stellato, who is a player that a lot of people are high on, as we check in with Katie George for the first time too.
As a bipartisan member of this crew, I think it's only fair that we assign EMAC and you, Roy. Certain teams, best man wins. Okay, so EMAC, how do you feel about taking the white team? Roy, take the orange team. See how it plays out.
I'm all in with that. That's a fantastic pick, Katie.
We got a little screen right here, Mac. All right, right there, little jailbreak. Nice job right there. Good. All right, he's reading the end on that. It's a double screen. Go either way with that.
See Joe Ngata healthy. That's been very, very good.
He's had a good spring, man. I know we've said that a lot, but we haven't been able to have any consistency with him since his freshman year when he didn't miss anything. So it's been a rough couple years, but hopefully, it only takes 1 year to put it all together, and hopefully this will be the year for him.
So we might deal with this a little bit today. I mean, you've got some guys in here that probably aren't going to get much playing time in the season.
That's my man, Colin Sadler, so he's a true high school senior. And he's having to start today because Mac's out. And
number 50.
Against probably a first-round draft.
Yeah, he's going against Tyler Davis and KJ. And so
good luck, young man.
Yeah, my man Sad. He's going to be a great player, though. I tell you, he and Blake Miller, two signees, high school kids that came in here this spring. We hit big time on both those guys. They're both physically and mentally ready, and big moment right here in the middle. So a little bit behind the schedule. Oh,
off the back
good opportunity.
Foot
All right,
incomplete.
That'll be a punt team right there.
The Luke Price, the intended target. Pitch and catch to Ngata, and the punt team on the field after the incomplete pass on the long throw.
And Roy, some folks might be a little disappointed, right? An incomplete pass there, and you got a guy that was open, but you love to see it. The touch was there. A lot of critiques that we had heard from a year ago is not being able to put touch when that was necessary. You have a different tight end in there. That's a catch.
Ham Green back deep to receive this punt from B.T. Potter, who could be doing a little bit of everything for you in terms of specialists this year, Coach.
Yeah, he's really had it. Well, I say that right there. All right there.
And Green with a fair catch just past the 45. That's a punt of 40 yards off the mishandled snap.
And we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back, Roy. We're getting the ball on the 10-yard line. I don't know if you heard Katie, but I'm the white squad. I'm feeling really good about scoring right here.
That's a bad way to win the starting punting job right there. That's why we do this, because you can't simulate this. And he's had an unbelievable spring. I mean, literally, if we played today, he would run out there first. So, he hasn't had, this is the first time he's been out here.
Cold, windy, crowd.
Yeah.
That's tough to simulate that in practice.
So now all of a sudden, man, hey, you come out here and put a little pressure on a fifth-year senior. He's got to do his job.
Coach, our first look at Cade. A lot of people excited about what they've heard so far about him this spring.
Yeah, he's going to be a good one. He's still developing physically, but, man, I think by August he'll physically be in a good shape. But, man, a great kid. He's sacked right there.
Back foot throw, incomplete. Penalty marker down. Dabo's going to tell us that he was sacked.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Roy, there's a lot of times where I get very upset that Coach Sweeney blows an early whistle.
Sure.
That was fair.
Okay.
That was fair.
Yeah, 98 killed him.
Hey, welcome to college football.
Hey, you're lucky you ain't live today, Klubnik. You've been going back to Austin. Miles Murphy. So, again, a high school senior at left tackle, J. Mack being out. So, my man Blake Miller, who he and Colin right out of the gate here. So Blake's got a little matchup with Miles Murphy. This is how you get better, man. This is what it's all about.
Right.
You got to put 11 guys out here. We got 20+ scholarship guys out. All right. Nice job right there. Getting got a little bit of it back. That's good.
Look at that quick release, Roy.
Dakari Collins with the reception. I see Quadzilla in the backfield back there too, Coach.
Yeah, big Dominique. He'll be a fun guy to watch. And, but what you love is, so Blake has an issue right there, and then he comes right back, and he held his own against Miles right there. So he's from Strongville, Ohio. You love linemen from Strongville, Ohio.
No question. That 78 looks pretty good, too.
He and Colin are both physically ready. They're as strong as some of the seniors. It's amazing. All right, he's down right there. That ain't going to work. Good job, Miles.
See, and Coach, it's interesting.
Little
What do you
speed
do?
option.
You're going to pitch it? Because Miles is going to get it.
You pitch that.
He's that quick. He puts Cade in a tough spot, a young kid.
He's one of those guys that has the speed and length to kind of take both away if you don't attack it the right way. You can't let him play both.
So Jonathan White's on for the field goal. Coach?
Pretty good defensive stand right there.
I think so.
I thought we were getting the touchdown, and they stopped him, man.
29-yard effort from the left hash officially. White's a junior out of Charleston, South Carolina. And the right-footed place
White's
kick.
got a field goal out of it.
Puts the white team on the board. An early advantage. 3-0 here in Death Valley.
That's on Potter. That's on Potter right there. A little bit of a high snap. That's on Potter.
Welcome back to chilly Clemson, South Carolina. We are underway with the orange and white scrimmage, and I hope viewers and fans at home can see a noticeable difference in DJ Uiagalelei's body on their screens, because here in person, it is drastic. He has dropped 20 to 25 pounds this spring. He is now weighing in at 238, and he said, look, I had a mindset shift. I knew if I wanted to be elite and take the next step in my game, I had to change my lifestyle. So he hired a meal prep service that catered his lunches and dinners. He started working out 2 times a day, working in more cardio. And he said, yes, he's more mobile. He's faster on the field, guys. But most importantly, he feels better. He says there's less stress on those joints, less stress on that PCL. That was an issue a season ago. So he has transformed his body, feeling really good. And he looks great in person as well.
Yeah, Katie and Mac, I thought that he had a great vibe about him in our conversations with him this week. I think he's in a better space mentally, and obviously losing that weight, I think he feels more agile, and he's going to be able to go out there and do some different things in year 2 compared to what we saw last year in his first season as a starter.
That's right, Roy. And it's going to be hard to tell in this game, right? Again, he's not live. He's not, being hit, so you're not going to see that escapability necessarily, but just how smooth is he if he is on the run when he is rolling out?
Maffa, the running back, second possession for number 5 in purple, DJ Uiagalelei. They're going to dial up some pressure from the white team on first down. Inside give. No real estate available. Sacked all the way back at the 20. That was David Cody breaking through for a loss of 5, and the ball popped out late, too.
An official, he's down by the head man.
The ruling on the field, the runner was down. Second down.
All right, got a little quick game concept right here. He's got an isolation route back here, and he's got the concept, the quick game concept right here. All right, he likes it right there. Oh, knocked down by the linebacker. Good job. That's Jeremiah Trotter.
I was going to say, how about Trotter?
Yeah, man. He's just going to be a sophomore. And I tell you, we've had a lot of great linebackers come through here, but he's one of the most instinctive, natural kids that we've ever had come play this position. I mean, he's really got a chance to be special. Just has great ownership of everything. Last year, it was a lot of good experience for him.
He's wearing the same number as his dad. Out of St. Joe's Prep.
Good check down right there. Nice job.
Maffa a little shake and bake, close to first down yardage, Coach, but he stopped just short.
Be interesting to see what what's Coach Reed gonna do. He's punting. He's punting.
He's not Riverboat Ron out there.
That's that defensive coach right there. He's gonna go ahead and punt this thing. But I like, you know what? That right there. You know, they went all coverage. They gave up the underneath, came up a little bit short, but you know what? You put a lot of yards on the punt, and you know sometimes that's the play. Sometimes the best play is a decision like that. And so now we're going to get a chance to punt them deep. You got a chance to flip the field, create a little bit of momentum. You've been backed up right here, so you know he didn't force that. That's a good decision.
Mclean signaled that punt out of bounds, and the white team going to get it back. And our second look at Cade Klubnik coming up after this quick break here in Death Valley. Just underway back in upstate South Carolina. The white team off and running, leading the orange 3-0. Eric Mclean, Katie George, Roy Philpott. William Christopher Sweeney on our broadcast as well. You know him as Dabo, doing a great job breaking things down for us as we go through.
Same thing here. Got a little quick game concept. We got a little quarters look. Let's see if they stay there post snap. That's going to determine what he's going to do with the ball, which side he's going to work. He's got his eyes on 25, showing a little pressure coming down. All right, they went one safety. All right. All right, he's down right there. You saw that. You saw XT speed.
Hey, he's asking for it. He wants it.
Oh, man, let me tell you. They're the biggest beggars in the history in spring ball. And I always tell them, listen, I got a bunch of tape when they were supposed to be sacks, and they weren't sacks.
That's right.
I always remind them of that.
We got to see a little
One
bit.
thing you just saw with Klubnik, though, you see his leg. I mean, he can really run. He's going to be a really good guy with the ball in his hands. That's a missed block, you know, by Herbie right there.
That's a true freshman, guys. Let me tell you something. Pride has delivered all spring long. Doesn't look like a true freshman out here, Roy.
Toriano Pride, a freshman out of St. Louis, 4-star prospect coming in. And every coach I've spoken with, every player that we've talked about and talked to this week has mentioned Pride, it seems like.
Well, we signed a good group of DBs. We had 3 come in midterm, and Toriano and Jaden Lucas and Sherrod Koval, and we hit on all 3 of them. All 3 of them have a chance to really be special. There's Xavier Thomas showing up right there. That'd be punt team right there.
Coach, one thing that's so interesting, X-Men, you look at the stats last year, nothing that jumps off the screen. You watch the tape, that man impacted the game every single play.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing you love about Xavier Thomas is his maturity over the years, his self-awareness. You know, he got like a, you know, 4th round grade, 3rd, 4th round grade. He's already got his degree, and he's like, Coach, I'm not ready, and I'm better than that.
That's
and
right.
for him to want to come back and you know, improve his stock and to be willing to do what it's going to take, I'm really proud of him and his maturity and his just growth as a man as well as a player.
Coach, we've got 4 drives. We're still looking for a first down. What do you want to see next?
I'd like to see a drive offensively.
Well, when your defense is so good, you make it difficult.
But you know what? You know what? This defense, it even split up, and we only got 3 scholarship corners playing in this game today. So, you know, just good to see the D-line assert themselves right out of the gate. That's going to be the group that's going to lead the way this year. And, you know, they'll settle in. Everybody's a little excited. It's fun to have this type of crowd out here, and they'll settle in and make a few plays.
Yeah, first time in 3 years after a 46-yard punt. Orange team gets it back. Mac, this is your squad right here. You're looking for him to do something. And the give inside.
Well, guys,
2-yard gain.
Dabo Sweeney said that Tristan Lee might get his nose bloodied up going against the likes of XT and others. Phil Maffa actually had a bloody nose on the sidelines in between series, so he got bloodied up, but he's all good. They plugged it.
Using a little tempo on 2nd down and 8. Left side handoff. Stopped at the 19.
This is so good for this group, guys. I mean, Tristan Lee, a true freshman. Sadler, a high school kid just getting here mid-year. Trent Howard, a redshirt sophomore. Marcus Tate, still a true freshman, to be a sophomore next year. You got one guy putting them in there, and he's playing a new position, so he's going to get a ton of reps today because he needs all these live reps to get himself ready for the season. But this is great work for these guys and give us a chance to really grow them up a little bit.
3rd down and 5. Uyunglele, pass incomplete in the flats, trying to spot Drew Sweeney.
Again, another incomplete, Roy, but I like what he's doing. I like the movement. That's a play that a year ago, to me, he's dead in the water right there. DJ's taking a sack right there. Great pocket present, gets out in space, and has a chance to make the throw.
You know, last year, the first half of the season, he just took too many sacks, and he really finished well, and that's an area he's improved greatly. Just having that internal clock, you know, when I got to get rid of the ball, you know, extending plays, creating plays, but, you know, when to scramble and just when to throw it away. You know, because he's got a big arm, and sometimes early part of the year last year, he'd hold on. Another nice punt by BT right here. He's got great hang time. He's got a chance. You know, he really wants to compete for the punting job to do that when we get back going in the fall.
It's a punt of 38 yards. Camp Green with a fair catch. Back to the orange and white game after this. Well, slow start a season ago led to a big-time finish for Clemson. The Tigers actually have the longest Power 5 winning streak in the country starting 2022. The big difference, the run game really took hold in that 6-game winning streak and the bowl victory against Iowa State to end the season. And, of course, another 10-plus win campaign. Back to live action, deep in the backfield. Xavier Thomas with the TFL and a loss of 4 on 1st down.
Dominique Thomas just realized he's not at Union College no more. he met the other Thomas. His brother from another mother right there, Xavier Thomas. Man. That's Klubnik on a little zone read and realizing how much quicker it happens.
Did he read it okay, or did he read it wrong?
I would say he read that wrong.
Yeah.
You need to pull that. You know, anytime the read is making the tackle for a loss, that's an indication of the wrong decision.
The only thing that he might
and
have
the mesh
seen,
and the ride and
there
all
was
those
corner
things.
cat coming off of it too.
Yeah.
So
That's
you know,
okay,
it's a quick
though.
pass, get it out.
But who do you want tackling you?
Right.
Xavier Thomas in the corner.
Yeah, I don't want to get hit by Xavier.
So he's got to stay committed to his read right there, and you know, make sure. That's one of those things you look at all the time. Do we have the right amount of ride and all that stuff? But you know, this I tell you, this number 20, he's a great story. A really neat kid. He's from Alabama, and he's got a chance to help our team. Good job in the pocket right there.
Incomplete.
I like the opportunity though. I like the opportunity. Jake Brenningstool is going to be a guy that's going to have some one-on-one. He's going to be a real matchup problem as he goes through his career. I love that. I love that opportunity. I'd like to see him put it on top of him a little bit more. He's a big, long kid, but I don't have any problem with the decision there.
Jake Brenningstool, a sophomore out of Brentwood, Tennessee. 2 offenses, an 0 for 6 start on 3rd down, but 5 TFLs for the defenses thus far. And Drew Sweeney back deep to receive this punt. And a punt of 46, 1st and 10 from the 15. Mac, you were talking about linebackers in our last break, and you really like what you've seen from Jeremiah Trotter. You think about Trenton Simpson and his return, and Barrett Carter just seems to glide around the field, numeral 0.
When you look at this defense and you look at what they lost, the most glaring thing is going to be that linebacker position with experience, with guys that have been here as great leaders. And I see no drop-off with this group coming in. I think they're going to be a little bit more athletic. I think they're going to be a little faster. And there is some really good depth. So this linebacker core that Clemson is going to have, man, there's a lot to be excited about.
Uyunglele back on the field. Maffa joins him, flanking him to the right. In the flats is Ngata. And he'll tiptoe down the sideline, close to 1st down yardage. Let's see if they move the chains. And they will.
All right, Roy, I see your orange squad making some moves here.
We're trying. We're pushing. We were installed as a 3.5-point favorite today, so expectations are pretty high. Let's see if that warms up the offense. And Uyunglele Sack behind the 20. Justin Maskell got back there. And Tyler Davis.
Yeah, TD joined him, man. It was a little bit of a party in the backfield there. Both guys just, man, made great swim moves, go right over these young freshmen up front. Able to take advantage early right here with the lack of experience. Grow them up, Coach.
Yeah.
Grow them up.
That's why we're going to only let them guys play this first half and then make it a little more of a fair fight. But that's what you want to see on a great player that's going to be drafted this time next year. You know, he ought to dominate inside on a high school kid.
Pressure. Uiagalelei in the flats.
Nice
nearly
play.
Intercepted.
Nice play. Nice drop by the end on KJ Henry making a play. So, again, another nice play. Another nice play by those veteran defensive ends.
Things that you expect to see. Another thing that was probably a little unnoticed, Phil Maffa's pass pro already today has been tremendous. He's going mouth to mouth with Simpson there and just not afraid to put his body on the line for his quarterback.
We have 3 running backs in Maffa and Shipley and Kobe that are complete backs. They can do anything in any situation. We play those guys in any regard, goal line to goal line. Little inside stunt. Another nice check down right there. Really good.
Wow.
I like the patience.
This close.
They ran a nice little twist with KJ coming through the A-gap right there. Good job by DJ buying a little time and then dumping it over. But one thing I'll go back to KJ that I love, we worked really hard with him especially because he's one of those guys that could play in any scheme, you know, 4-3, 3-4, but our zone drops and where we're supposed to be so we can get our, not just dropping, but knowing where you're going, why you're going there, playing the ball in the air, and really made a good play. Almost had a pick out of it, but no, that's a good play right there by DJ.
Maffa picked up 16. 4th down and 1. Mike Reed, the head coach for the Orange team, going to roll the dice.
Nice job. Nice job. Nice job, Maffa, man.
Hey, Roy, pretty smart decision there, not going right into the teeth of this defensive line when you have a couple of young pups on the offensive line trying to do it. Let's get our athletes in space. Let Big Maffa do work. Great conversion. Love the decision there.
So Maffa gets his nose bloodied a little bit, picks up the first down.
We got a little sprint out here with a little scissors route on the outside. This has a chance to go down. Well, they went too deep, so he's going to probably have to check it down right there. Oh, missed it. Threw it away. He threw it away. So we're looking for a scissors concept. Cloud coverage with a safety over the top. He didn't like the matchup, so just threw it away right there. That's a smart play, you know, by the quarterback.
Pass intended for Drew Sweeney.
You know, guys, Phil Maffa showcasing that he can kind of do it all. Run, he's explosive, he can catch. And when you talk to Brandon Streeter, he gets giddy talking about his running backs. Obviously, with Will Shipley and Kobe Pace both out, it's allowed Maffa to get invaluable reps this spring, and he's really established himself as a go-to guy. So they're really excited about what they're going to have come fall.
Luke Price, the grab, a gain of 6. 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Orange.
That's a great, see, I love that. So that was an inside zone call. You know, so now you're trying to make them play every inch of the field right there.
And he saw he had numbers.
And he took the numbers over here. Now you just picked up 4 or 5 yards. So now you got a 3rd and medium as opposed to, you know, getting 1 yard right there against you know, more numbers than you got to block. So nice job, good accurate ball, good little blocking on the perimeter. Another nice job.
Look at that.
All right, got a little rhythm going here. It gotta. Here we go.
And this is what's been impressive from DJ, the rhythm, the speed.
Yeah,
it looks like he knows what he's going on. He's not confused.
Settling in right here.
Real ownership.
He's getting a feel for who he's got up front right now. And again, I like the decision in the run game on the inside zone. And here we go again, another little spread out. Got a chance right here. Got a chance. Nice job by Koval. Okay, not a clean look, but there's another high school senior, Koval. You see his range. You see his range. You know, it was open for a second, and next thing you know, here comes Koval in the picture. His nickname's the Missile, and he is wide open everywhere he goes. Going to be a great player. We got Makuba playing some corner. Makuba can play either safety, either corner, nickel. He's was the rookie of the year, you know, freshman rookie of the year in the league last year, and he's had a great spring and a guy we think is going to really be a blessing for us.
And so is Makuba playing corner? Is that just cross-trained?
Yeah, cross-trained. Well, we've only got 3 scholarship corners out here today. So they we've got Donnelly, who's a 5th-year guy, who was a walk-on here. He's done a great job for us. And he's really knowledgeable. And so this freeing Makuba up to get some good reps because, we need him to be able to play anywhere in the fall. So this is great experience for him. All right, so we're in 3rd down territory here. Let's see what they can get going. And they've got BT Potter, so they got a chance if they can have a little bit to get in a long field goal range.
11th play of the drive. Uiagalelei going to be tackled
nice
behind
job,
the line
KJ.
by KJ Henry.
Nice job, baby.
And really,
nice
just
job.
a great move. He's showing him hands. He's batting them away. Gets right to the quarterback. This is what we're going to see from Clemson all year long, guys. This defensive line, a lot of people, including myself, want to say, hey, 2018 defensive line. I think it's much more similar to the 2014 team, Coach, just because of the depth, because of the amount of guys that you guys have on this defensive line.
Yep.
It reminds me more of that.
Well, I would agree with that. I think we've got the same star power as we had in 18, but no question in 14, what a great punt. You see what we've been seeing in practice.
Wow.
You got to work on it. He overkicked it, but good practice for him right there. But yeah, this group's got more guys that can, they have the same amount of experience and functionality, which will serve us well as we get into the season and being able to rotate guys and just play a lot of guys, keep our depth the way it needs to be, and have a little more room for error than maybe we had in 2018. We were really lucky in 18 because everybody stayed healthy.
Well, that 2014 front four, thinking about Vic Beasley, the Junkyard Dog, Grady Jarrett, some beasts up front back in the day.
Shaq Lawson,
Mac.
Corey Crawford, Tavares Barnes, DJ Reader, Carlos Watkins, Josh Watson, man. How about Deshaun Williams, who's still playing for the Broncos? I mean, a bunch of dudes, man.
Roy, I'm trembling thinking of those practice days of having to go against all those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to tell the coaches, I'd be like, I don't care who you play and when you play them, just roll them in there. I mean, you were rolling Vic with Shaq, 2 first-rounders, and Corey and Tavares, and Kevin Dodd at end, and then you had all them D tackles, man. I mean,
how about the mindset of these guys? I mean, is it very similar to 14 where they know, hey, I'm going for 5 plays, and then somebody else who's just as good is coming in?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Dakari Collins with the grab. That's a gain of 10, and Klubnik looked pretty crisp on that toss.
Yeah, nice anticipation of the break there. The ball's you should never see that ball in his hands. And as a receiver, you trace the sky with your eyes back to the quarterback because the ball should be almost there, which it was. So nice job right there. And Dakari Collins, Bo's not able to play today, but both of them had to end up starting for us last year. Yeah, he made a little better decision right there.
That's right.
He decided he wasn't going to be able to juke him out and turn up on Miles Murphy that time.
And a great run, running with power, going through. And I see Barrett Carter at deep safety. I mean, he is a guy that, Coach, I just feel like it's almost Isaiah Simmons-like where you guys can move him around.
He is so much like Isaiah with his diversity, but he's just a lot further ahead than where Isaiah was as a football player.
Right.
Isaiah redshirted and then a redshirt freshman. This kid started for us at times last year and really can play anywhere. He's a lot like Makuba in that he can play. Barrett could start at Sam Microwell. He could go play safety. He could come play running back. I mean, he's just that type of football player. And better than that, he is an amazing kid. Great mom and dad. Really, really blessed to have that young man. And he's the first zero ever that I know of.
You mentioned running back. Are we going to see a power package with him at back?
You never know. You never know.
It's top secret. We'll talk about that later.
We got Christian Wilkins back in here. He's over there lobbying for the heavy package.
Quick toss. Brandon Spector makes a nifty move ahead to the 40.
And it's good to see 13 on the field.
Oh, my goodness. You have no idea. This kid hadn't played football in 17, 18, almost 2 years. I mean, and that's so talented. People really have just forgotten about it because he hadn't played the last 2 years. But he's just going to be a redshirt sophomore, classified a year. So, man, he can be a special player for us, and hopefully he's kind of got everything behind him and can go and have the type of year and career that he's capable of. All right, we got a little one-on-one matchup. Let's see if they gave it to us. All right. Got a little handoff, and there's Barrett Carter. We talked about him. You know, the one thing about that little 20 is he's got good vision. He's low to the ground. He knows his skill set. He plays within his skill set, and has a good feel. Inside the box.
So back-to-back conversions on 3rd down and short for Cade Klubnik's white team, and Xavier Thomas being the featured back here, transfer out of Union College in Kentucky. And what will be the final play of our first quarter. The defense was dominant for both sides, and the white team out in front of the orange, 3-0 back in Death Valley after this. Now the sun's starting to splash down back in Clemson, South Carolina. 15 minutes in, 3-0 our score. The white over the orange. Eric Mclean, Katie George, Roy Philpott on hand. Dabo Swinney mic'd up. Don't forget a lot more spring football action headed your way today. Coming up next, take you up to Chapel Hill. Mack Brown and company back in action. Then down to Tallahassee, followed by our friends at NC State and Pittsburgh to wrap things up in the Blue Gold game at Heinz Field later tonight.
You got the Power Rangers back in town.
That's right.
As head coaches. Did you expect anything other than a defensive struggle?
No, I didn't. When these guys are calling the plays, I mean, my goodness. They're sending it every other down. It's unbelievable.
8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks in the first quarter between the two defenses we've seen. Second down for the white team, and Cade Klubnik, the freshman quarterback out of Austin's Westlake High School. Coach, I'm still not sure he's ever lost a football game in his career.
Oh, almost a pick six right there.
He was hiding.
Oh, man, yeah, you know, I don't know when it was. I know he didn't lose one as a sophomore, junior, and senior, so 3 championships in a row. The kid's a winner and a competitor, and you know, it's great, man. And DJ was the same way, coming out of high school, coming out of Bosco, man. You know, you just got guys that know how to win, and they love to win, and they're competitive. Oh, got Peyton Page. They got him. Coach Easton ain't going to be happy with that.
Physically, he looks great, though.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean,
let me tell you,
goodness.
Peyton Page has made a move. He was a true freshman last year, and this kid has really made a move for us. He's come on. He's had a great spring. He looks amazing. He was like, you know, 390 when he got here, and he's just learned how to take care of the greatest asset he's got, and that's his body. Really proud of him and the spring that he's had. But it looks like he got a quick yank on that one.
Levante Bentley almost had the pick six. 3rd down for the white team. More movement up front. And Klubnik will sling it down.
You got Wiggins, Coach.
There's Nate Wiggins. Yep. You saw his length right there and his ball skills. That's what he can do.
It's a good looking.
Is that first down on offside right there? That's root.
So is Kate right? We can't hear from here. You might know. Is he manipulating the snap count or guys? So he's drawing that on purpose.
Yeah, hard count.
Offside. Defense. Number 90. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
It was actually 33. I'm not letting 90 get called out. It was 33. Ruka Roro wrote that shot.
No question.
So 90, if your parents are listening, we know it wasn't you, buddy.
Back in plus territory for the freshman Cade Klubnik. And the white team leading the orange 3-0. Klubnik 6 for 9 to start for 23 yards. Time to throw, surveys, and fires. That pass is caught for a big gainer. First big play of the afternoon. Jake Brenningsul picks up 22.
It's a great job extending the play there by the quarterback, rolling to the left a little bit, buying some time. Really just a heave. It was obviously behind him.
You know,
but a great job.
You know,
finding your guy.
the point for me as a coach, you know, they got 3rd and long here, and we jump offside back to back, and they get a first down. And those little things lead to now all of a sudden you get a first down, you get a shot, and now you're down here in plus territory when you had a chance to get off the field.
Thomas in the backfield, off the back foot
Nice
for
play.
Klubnik, and
Nice
broken
play.
up by Bentley.
Well, guys, if you remember from a series ago, Cade overthrew Brenningstool in that last series. So they came over to the sidelines. They had a conversation about it. And I thought Cade showed great leadership. Talked about the throw, talked about the route with Brenny, and they just had that nice conversation. And, you know, we talked to Schroeder 2 days ago. He said this guy has incredible leadership skills. He might be one of the best leaders to come through this Clemson program. That speaks high volumes for a guy trying to establish himself early. Yeah, no question. Best drive of the afternoon for the white team. Brandon Streeter, of course, calling plays this year for the Tigers for the first time. Tackle by Xavier Thomas and another grab by Brenningstool.
Roy, have you ever seen a guy take off, get after the quarterback, slam on the brakes, turn around, make the tackle for a loss?
Pretty special.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. He's a freak. He's a freak.
And again, I can't say this enough. His maturity, I mean, if you'd have said he would be here for a 5th year when he got here, you know,
no shot.
Just where he was maturity-wise, you know, I mean, his mindset was, hey, I'm 3 and done and this and that. To where he is self-awareness-wise and what he wants to do. He's already got his degree. I mean, I'm so proud of Xavier Thomas.
Safety blitz, look out.
Come on, Cade. You can't, hey, they're not going to let you play with a purple jersey, Cade. You're in the red zone. Get rid of the ball. Get rid of the ball.
Jalen Phillips, the full burst of speed through the A-gap.
So you've got double A-gap mug, 2 dogs sitting there waiting to get you. And what are we going to do, Roy? We're going to follow it up with a safety blitz straight up the middle.
I don't think the defense will be less aggressive in the post-Brent Venables era.
I don't think so either.
I tell you, that was Jalen Phillips coming in right there with the sack, and he got a ton of experience and some starts for us. He has become one of the best leaders on this team. I'm really proud of him as well. That whole safety group, man, Wiggins and Phillips and Makuba. Xanders is coming back. He's not able to play today, but he's had a really good spring. T-Bone is, I mean, it's just a really, really good group. They all like each other. They all have the experience. And then you add in Koval. We've got a chance to have a pretty special group there, but nice little safety blitz. And, you know, he didn't see it.
Right.
He didn't see it. So it's not how they line up. It's how they wind up and having that post-snap discipline. And that's a coachable situation. You're in great shape right here, and you just lose about 9 yards on an unblocked guy.
Right.
And the unblocked guy, that's on the quarterback.
Well, this would be about a 50-yard field goal attempt on 4th and 18. Coach, what do you like right here?
Well,
BT Potter's on the other side.
Yeah.
Can you call him in? Can you do a little celebrity kick?
I don't like how that wind's blowing, and I don't like not having BT. So, I mean, I'm not the head coach today, so we'll see what it looks like they're going for it. Which I don't mind that at all in this situation. This is you got a little defensive game going.
You see a quarterback punt right here, they're going to go for it.
I know they'll go for it. They'll go for it. So they're probably going to take some type of 2 deep, but probably going to be in some type of 2 or Tampa 2 and this long yardage. So we'll see if he checks it down and see if he can run for it. He's going to take the shot.
Into the wind, Klubnik right directing traffic. They're going to whistle him dead. Way back near the line of scrimmage, Miles Murphy applying the pressure.
Hey, you know, I like we still got to see the wheels, though.
Yeah, he likes that purple jersey.
Coach, remind people, when 2014, that spring,
yeah,
we took the purple jerseys off the quarterbacks.
We did.
Did you ever think about doing that this spring?
He was dead.
All right, the defensive line are upset about a lack of a sack call. They're conferring with Coach right now, Roy.
19-yard line.
It's an in-depth conversation being had between KJ Henry.
There's a lot of politicking going on as I'm about to get trampled. I need to get out of the way.
Hey.
Oh, they're getting after him big, Roy. They wanted that sack.
All right, so a big possession here now. DJ Uiagalelei back on the field, and his team trying to string together a couple of first downs in our second quarter.
Ball's out.
Fumble.
And off to Phil Maffa.
So Maffa lost the handle. Orange team gets it back. No Will Shipley, no Kobe Pace today. See them, of course, in the fall after their great campaigns in 2021.
Roy, I like you bring those two guys up. Coach, what have you seen from Shipley not being able to be on the field? Because I know he's a guy, man, him and Kobe, they just want to do everything they can. A little bit different role this spring.
I see anger. because he is not happy not playing. He loves to play. He loves to practice. He loves everything about the grind of football, and so he's not been very happy not being able to play. But honestly, if we played today, he'd be ready. He's in a great spot, and Kobe as well. Their rehab has gone great. But you know what you love about all three of these kids in the backfield is, again, they can all do everything we need them to do. And you know, but Shipley brings that fire. I mean, he just brings a fire, unbelievable vocal leadership to go with the leadership by example. All right, there's a little one-on-one ball right there. Nice play, nice throw.
Ngata with the grab at midfield on 3rd and 5.
He's giving Makuba a little pat on the head. It's all right, buddy. It's all right.
Makuba going out there and playing a little corner.
Different when you're on that island.
All right, so I like it here. I'm looking at took the one-on-one right there. What we got? All right, so hey, this is a little double screen again right here. All right, so he's going to read this in. He's inside. Get rid of it. Oh, you got it. Hey, hit him. Put it on. You got to make that one.
So
he got spooked a little bit with the guy getting in his throwing lane, but just pump it and just drop it in on him right there. And you had a nice play set up.
Last play went for 26, longest play from scrimmage so far of the afternoon. 2nd down and 10 now.
Yeah, good to see Ngata make that play, and a great throw right there. You know, putting it in his catch radius where he's got a chance to make a play on the ball. You know, one-on-one situations, that's all you can ask is an opportunity to touch it, and then the receivers have got to make it right. Oh man,
we were talking too good about.
What are they saying, coaching?
As intended for Joseph Ngata.
That's the announcer's curse.
As soon as you pat him on
Welcome
the
to
back,
our world. That was Ngata with a drop.
That's the announcer's curse.
Now you know how it feels.
Next play, Joe. Let's go. You know, and really, you know, that's a classic example of he knew he had space, and so now he doesn't finish it with his eyes because he was more thinking about running with it after the catch because he knew he had some opportunity to run with it, and then all of a sudden you don't finish it with your eyes, and that's where balls are dropped. Balls aren't dropped with your hands. Balls are dropped with your eyes. Kids drop balls. The last 12 inches of the flight of the ball is where balls are dropped. Because especially easy plays, because they take their eyes off of it right there at the last second, and that's what you get. So you always got to finish it with your eyes. You got to finish it with your eyes. So missed opportunity for the Orange because they had an opportunity on the screen, and then that's going to be a 1st down right there.
Yeah,
a one-on-one time, maybe more if he makes him miss.
So Trotter brings down Maffa on the sidearm delivery by Uwe Angalale. 4th down and 5, and the punt team back on the field. Coach, are you comfortable with BT Potter handling all of the kicking duties? Is that something you've ever done before?
I have not, but you know, this guy can do anything. I mean, he's shown this spring. I mean, I think he was 94% this spring on about 58 competitive kicks, and he obviously can kick off. But he wanted to add this to his toolkit, you know. So proud of him. So ask me that Labor Day night.
Good start for BT Potter and for the white team. 3-0 our score in Clemson. Well documented how successful Clemson's defense was under former defensive coordinator Brent Venables. You see the numbers, and basically hardly anybody in the nation better going back to 2012. A new era beginning here today, with Wes Goodwin taking over as the new defensive play caller. Eric Mclean, Katie George, Roy Philpott back in Clemson. And Mac, we heard a lot of good stuff from players and coaches alike just about the scheming of Goodwin and what he'll bring to the table now calling plays in his 1st season.
I think the thing that Clemson Tiger fans should most be excited about is the player buy-in from Wes Goodwin being the defensive coordinator. You talk to any one of these defensive players, they are jacked up, they are excited, and Katie, they have his full support, and he has theirs.
Yeah, certainly, Eric. And I think it's safe to say that we will not be seeing a get-back coach come fall time. He'll be the first to tell you that he's quieter, he's more reserved, he's a structured thinker, but, you know, he believes in the same principles defensively of the past: aggressiveness, physicality, that relentless effort. And, you know, at the end of the day, he said he just wants to be known as a great teacher of the game and life. His mom, Tammy, who's here today, actually, she was a high school teacher. Now she's a high school counselor. So he respects and understands the impact he can have on these young guys, and he's already done it thus far through the spring.
Former assistant coach with Mississippi State baseball back in the day under the great Ron Polk. Learned a lot from him and his come up. R.J. Wiggins makes the stop of Xavier Thomas to force 4th down and 1.
Coach, one thing that I think is very evident that is going to be the same is the aggressiveness of this Clemson Tiger defense. We saw it in the bowl game. We're seeing it here early and often in this spring game. What can we expect to see from Wes Goodwin as defensive coordinator?
Well, first of all, he's an incredibly bright football coach. He's incredibly well prepared. You know, just like when Chad Morris left here in 14, and you know, I promoted Tony, and Tony never called a play before. You know, that was an easy decision, and there was differences between them. Obviously, difference between.
Uh-oh.
Boy, that's not encouraging. That's 2 drop snaps by our punters. That ain't good. So here we go. Orange team's got an opportunity, but anyway, Wes is so well prepared, and again, he'll be different than Brent. He'll be similar in a lot of ways, but he'll put his own spin on it. But an incredibly smart, bright football coach. He'll do a great job.
I appreciate that, guys. We will be right back. Take a little break. Back in the Valley.
Halfway through our second quarter, 3-0 the white team leading the orange here in Death Valley. Great field position, however, for DJ Uiagalelei.
Little double move, Mac. Little double move. I can bring a little pressure here. A little slant and go. Got to get rid of quick.
Back foot Ngata is there for the touchdown.
Sack. Bring it back, Roy.
Wow.
Bring it back, Roy.
All the way to the 30-yard line.
Hey, Katie, could you remind everybody whose team is who?
Yes, Eric, you are the white team. Roy is the orange team. But just when you get a little bit of momentum, Dabo just cuts their legs out from under them.
So Roy, I'm the white team, right?
You are.
You think I slipped him a $100 bill to get that sack call?
$100 handshake in the worst way ever. KJ Henry actually touched the face mask of Uiagalelei, Trenton Simpson.
Hey, you know what? Nice throw, nice catch. I wanted to let it finish, but they brought, you know, he's got to buy a little time. He's got to throw it a little quicker, and then Ngata's got to track it a little sooner. But that was definitely a sack.
No question. No question.
3rd sack of the afternoon for the white team, 5th overall between both sides. DJ Uiagalelei can't believe that sequence. Rifle shot incomplete.
Drop right there. Come on, Hampton.
Hampton Earl, the intended target.
I tell you, look, this little kid Hampton Earl's had a heck of a spring for us. I hate to see him right there not finish that one, but he's a kid that's got some skill and can really play all 3 positions for us. Very smart. He's had a good spring.
I remember we scoffed at the notion when you said something similar about some guy named Hunter Renfro back in the day.
That was definitely a sack. You was waiting on it, wasn't you?
3rd and long. Time for Uiagalelei, flings it, caught. That's a first down.
Coach, sometimes the broadcasters get it right too. Good job.
Right. You know, that's what you want to see. This kid hadn't played much. He's a walk-on guy. And, you know, you get an environment like this and you drop an easy one. Good to see him come back and finish a nice play. And great job by DJ right there.
Yeah, escaping the pocket, extending the play.
That's 23 yards on 3rd down and 20. Not bad. Still in search of this game's first touchdown. Uiagalelei, awkward throwing motion with the pressure, incomplete.
But he got it away, Roy. Not a sack. That, again, when I just think back of last year, I think he's getting hit right there. I don't think he's getting rid of that ball. So I know a lot of people, they want to see the completions. They want to see the big, nice plays. But the little things like that, that matters.
Heavy pressure from Simpson. 2nd and goal. Maffa, the running back.
He's got a little inside zone, but he could take the shot here if he wants it. These guys are backing off. He's probably going to hand this ball off right here, which he does. Nice job. Good decision. Should be a touchdown. Good decision right there. He had the option to throw the ball there. And again, that's stuff people don't know. All right, and he makes the right decision, and now we score a touchdown. Sometimes quarterbacks want to do too much and they play outside of the system, and next thing you know, you got an incomplete right there. But great recognition and seeing the technique of the defender and making the right decision with the run game. It's really good.
Maffa, the touchdown, and the orange team, Eric Mclean, out in front of the white. Deal with it. What a spring for Phil Maffa. Potter on for the point after. Without Will Shipley, Kobe Pace, he's been the featured back. He has responded. 10 touches, 48 yards, and the first touchdown of the afternoon for Phil Maffa, the sophomore from Loganville, Georgia, down there at Grayson High School as we step aside in Clemson. Easy to talk about the skill players, the quarterbacks returning, the new quarterback in Cade Klubnik. Keep an eye on this offensive line. Walker Parks returning. Will Putnam, Marcus Tate got valuable experience last year. Mason Trotter, Jordan McFadden not playing today. We turn now to the two-time former captain on the offensive line, Eric Mclean. The big uglies here feels like they've taken a big step forward this fall or this spring, and the expectation is with some of the newcomers, this unit's locked and loaded for the fall compared to a season ago.
Yeah, the headliners are certainly going to be those tackles. So when you look at Jordan McFadden, a guy that you're just going to be really excited about. Coach is talking to the referees. He forget he has a live mic. But when you look at those two tackles, man, that's where you're looking at. And Walker Parks is another guy that he's a strong guy. He's great in run support. Putnam, it's going to be interesting, Roy, because he's moving to center, and it's a difficult thing. You've seen now a couple of years here for Clemson kind of moving guys, kind of having a not a one-year wonder, but a one-year starter at the center position. And so it's hard to build that continuity, that stability, but Putnam's a guy that's played a lot of football, and if there's a guy that you feel comfortable about doing that change, it's going to be him. And then a guy like Tate just continue to grow, continue to get better. That experience that he had last year, really just getting thrown in the fire. I don't think the plans were for him to be the full-time starter, but he earned it. He went out and took it. And so that it's something just to continue to see these five grow. And what kind of noise can these two freshmen that we've heard all spring long about continue to make in the summer and fall?
You heard Coach giving an earful to this veteran officiating crew assembled. And there are more officials here than normal today as they are going through a diversity officials clinic in conjunction with the ACC and the SEC, which has been great to see. The dump off is there crossing the 40. Pass is caught by Ham Green. That'll be a gain of 16.
Roy, you talk about that opportunity for these officials. I mean, it's amazing to see that and to see buy-in. It's one thing to always talk about, but to actually put things into action. This has been incredible to see this opportunity for these referees to get out in a live action type setting and get this great practice in.
48 officials here.
One of your favorite plays here, a little stretch play. Nice cut right there.
Wow.
All right, Dominique Thomas diving ahead towards midfield.
Yeah. That kid's fun to watch, man.
He got our DN to buy and jump inside, and then he bounced it back out. That's where you got to play your gap. You got to do your job. Because now all of a sudden you try to do too much, and the ball bounced outside of you there.
It's a 7-yard gain. Stop at the 49. The offense is starting to find a little rhythm here.
This will be going to be an interesting second half here.
Snap the ball there. Snap the ball. Snap the ball.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a minus on the center. You got clear defensive guys over the line of scrimmage. Snap the ball. Let's get a free play.
Offense, number 3. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Roy, can you tell what position coach played and coached? He's sitting here blaming the wide receiver. That's the center's fault. You got to snap the ball.
That was Dakari Collins on the perimeter that jumped. And that's interesting. I would not have known that had you not informed us.
The receiver needs to sit his butt in there. When that ball moves, he moves. He don't even worry about nothing but that ball moving. When it moves, he moves. If it don't move, you got to sit in there.
Who do you trust, Roy?
Yeah, I'm going with William Christopher there.
Yeah. That gum wide out ever. Got rid of it. He 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 got rid of it. Y'all quit begging. It's unbecoming of you. I tell you, this is a lot of pressure. I'm never going to yell at a ref again. All right, this is a lot of pressure.
Well, I mean, you're playing head coach, you're playing commentator, you're playing referee.
A lot of pressure.
My goodness, the triple threat, Roy, is unbelievable.
Wiggins with the TFL. That's a loss of 3. It's 3rd down and 11, no doubt. Klubnik, quarterback. A freshman, #1 dual threat quarterback in the country by ESPN. Flings it, caught.
Nice ball, but nice play by Toriano too. Really good job of just not letting it get anything else right there.
9-yard pickup for Spector.
Now listen, that's great. That's a great tackle. I hear
you. It's a big time. I mean, it's 4th down. You know.
He's on the opposite hash and just threw a comeback. There's guys in the NFL that are not making that throw, Roy.
Great throw.
It's unbelievable.
But for it to not get another yard, you know, on a high school senior corner right there in this environment is really impressive. All right, so it looks like they're gonna gamble a little bit right here. Let's see if they double hard count him. He's got to watch this clock. Oh, they're offside. Yeah, they outsmarted themselves. All right, so now they're gonna have to punt it. Hey, Kate. Hey. Got to handle that clock.
False start. Offense, number 54. 5-yard penalty, 4th
So
down.
a little inside the helmet for you guys right here. So Cade saw the clock getting low. He's trying to go to the center saying, hey, we're going. Center doesn't hear him. Center thinks it's still a hard count. We've got offsides, false start on the offense.
That was a teaching moment here in the annual orange and white game. We've seen a lot of those for both sides so far today. 7-3, the orange leading the white. A low-scoring affair. Just over 4 minutes remaining in our first half, and that punt caroms in the end zone. Okay, Klubnik receiving instruction from Kyle Richardson, passing game coordinator, stepping into an on-the-field role this season. And Mac, we've talked a little bit about his influence and what your expectation is for Clemson's new look passing game. And there certainly is a sense they want to look at different parts of the field, middle of the field, and do some different things this season.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. You look at Kyle Richardson's background, and he comes from the air raid tree. I mean, that's what he does. He wants to bomb that thing out. And certainly with the tight end, certainly with the bigger receivers Clemson has, expect that middle of the field to really be used with this scheme.
All right, little counterplay right here.
Maffa.
Big Maffa moving the ball.
Coach, what does passing coordinator mean? What does passing coordinator mean? That title, Kyle Richardson,
yeah,
what are his responsibilities?
So his focus, you know, as the offensive coordinator, you're in charge of everything, but his focus will be the passing game, you know, and that'll be where he'll have, you know, a little more focus, a little more emphasis, you know, week to week. And
is that practice? Is he setting the schedule of what we're going to do that week? Is it just a suggestion?
Streeter, right there. Streeter will coordinate everything, but again, you know, everybody's involved, everybody collaborates. He's already brought some things to us that, you know, from his background, a few tweaks here and there, but that'll be his emphasis during the week, and then we'll collaborate as a staff and all come together on what we want to do. But that'll be kind of where he'll lead the charge there.
3rd and 12.
He has the best beard on the team as well, I would say, about Coach Richardson.
He looks like a hobbit, you know, from some cave in I don't even know where Hobbit Land is.
Wow.
There's Maffa again. You know, this kid's 230. You see how smooth he is? He's got great hips, great vision.
And we look at everything with a silver lining. Do you expect he would have been able to take these strides if Shipley, if Pace were out here taking the I mean, he's been the guy all spring.
No, because, just simply because, you know, we were going to redshirt him, and then all of a sudden we had to kind of pull it off latter part. So he didn't really – he had some big moments and some plays, but he didn't get the chance to kind of be the guy like Kobe and Shipley did. So this has been great for him, his development. And I'm telling you, these three guys – they are elite players, but they are amazing young men and just young people, and they're great friends. They're great teammates. it's going to be a lot of fun over these next few years.
Between the three
unbelievable, unbelievable. I mean, it really is. I mean, you know, Phil and Shipley are roommates. They're best friends. Kobe was 1 year ahead of them, and one of the sweetest kids you'll ever meet. I mean, they're all three just amazing guys. And then to have C.J. Spiller coaching them, I mean, it's. I think that room led the team in GPA.
Wow.
It's just a great group of people, and it'll be a lot of fun to see them put it all together this year with confidence and experience.
Here comes Cade Klubnik. He's completed his last 5 passes, 75% completion percentage to start, including 8 of his last 10.
And we've got minute 53, a little 2-minute drive right here. Got some cadence issues. Come on, Cade, let's go, man. Come on, Cade, get him going. Let's go, Rhythmic, go! Let's go!
False start.
Got a true freshman center in there.
Penalty, first down.
Gonna be a good one. And again, this is why you simulate this, because you can't create this. It's one thing to go practice. He's had a good spring, but now you come out here, you got a little noise, you got a little different vibe, and we've had a couple of miscues right here from a getting the ball snapped, cadence, everybody being on the same page. So this is again an opportunity to grow. That's why you do it, so we can get ready for the show.
Ryan Lithicum.
Nice play by Barrett Carter. So good ball. I like this decision, but that's what Barrett Carter can do. You know, this kid's covering a really fast little slot right there, and then makes the play on the ball. A very, very skilled player.
He can play a handful of positions for you too, right? He can play almost anywhere on that defense based off what we've heard.
He can play anywhere.
Where do you like him the most? I mean, you know, Isaiah, we like to blitz him, and you like to get after him. What are your plans there?
You'll see us move him around all over the place. We'll have some third down packages with him. You know, he'll start out right here at the nickel Sam spot, and then we'll go from there. Great read. Great read right there. Nice job. He's down.
A little stiff arm.
Really, really good read right there. But you see that, so earlier in the game, he was a little quick, and the read's making the tackle. Right there, he had a really good ride and then pull, and he made him buy. And that's an example of, okay, probably Miles doing a little too much, you know? Miles has to depend on everybody else to do their job and make sure that ball gets handed right there.
2-minute drill. Pass is caught by Dakari Collins.
All right, that's a nice hole ball right there. And what you like about that is his anticipation. They go a little hard corner, and he's able to put that ball right in the hole. Really good ball, good anticipation, good finish by Dakari. All right, we got a minute left here, little tempo, little 2-minute drive. Let's see what happens. Wind is blowing, unbelievable. Come on, Blake. Right here, right here, right here.
That clock's ticking. 2-minute drill, that clock's ticking.
Hey,
call timeout.
Sack.
Good awareness.
Call timeout right there. Left tackle. Come on, Blake.
So, Coach, your coaches are getting experience here, too, because they're just ticking away. Oh, timeout.
Again, that's another reason why I do it. You know, it's as much about developing your staff, creating game situations and decisions, and just, you know, as many times as you can put yourself in this situational type stuff, you got an opportunity to grow your team. We got a lot of new staff people, so this is a great day. And then you split the staff, so now you got more responsibilities, and it's a great day. It's something we look forward to every year. You know, college football, which I've never understood, it's the only. What? Hey, quit begging. It's not becoming of you. Quit begging.
Reality TV at its finest right now.
But what are we talking about?
I'm listening to KJ.
College football.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna.
No preseason.
I was gonna say in college football, it's the only level of football we can't go scrimmage anybody else. We can't, you know, have a jamboree game. We don't get preseason games. Middle school, little league, high school, NFL. Everybody. There's a reason why everyone has preseason games or just a closed scrimmage or whatever. You know, and we don't get that. So all we can do in college football is work against each other, and it's just rare that you get an opportunity like this. And again, we've got a bunch of guys playing out of position today because we got so many guys out, but we've got to put 11 people out here so we can get the work in,
right,
and to be able to create a game, rep mentality and just grow our team.
quick thought. Would you want it to be in spring? Is it one game preseason? What's your purpose?
So I would love in fall camp, in particular, when he's gone, it's gone, it's gone. I would love in fall camp for us to be able to bring another team into practice where or have a preseason game. And you get to fall camp and you're getting in the season. All you can do is scrimmage against each other. Every kid on the team is yours. Anybody grabs an ankle, he's one of your guys. And so to be able to cut your exposure down to 50% instead of 100% and get what you need to do competitively to get ready to play, that's why it's done that way at every level except college. I've never understood that, but maybe one of these days.
Sounds like a future college football commissioner to me right there, Mac.
He'd do it.
3rd and 19. Here comes pressure and another sack of Klubnik, and that was Miles Murphy.
Get rid of it. He's not used to seeing guys that can run 4.5 that weigh 265. I might just let you hit him one time, Miles.
Wake him up.
Just to bring him to life.
8 sacks between both sides, 4 for each team.
He's going to learn. It's like we opened up. We opened up at Wake Forest in the pandemic. Trevor, and he's spent. Nobody's touched him all camp. And this is the first drive, and he drops back, and he drifts, 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 and.
You know who hits him? Boogie Basham.
He forgot. It was like a 20-yard loss.
Right.
He forgot that he didn't have a purple jersey on, and they could actually sack him. Yeah. And I came over. That's exactly what he said. I said, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh." He's in the Bahamas right now, by the way. Happy anniversary to
Trevor.
He and Marissa. They're somewhere. Hopefully he's watching this. But he remembers that conversation when he came off the field. And he literally just, forgot he didn't have a purple jersey on. This is like the real deal.
My bad, coach.
It was an empty stadium. He's got he thinks that, nobody's going to hit him.
It's just a spring game.
Yeah, and then they're picking himself up off the ground, and it's a 20-yard loss.
Brushing all the turf pellets off my goodness.
It happens even to the #1 overall pick in the draft. There's a slip of the brain.
Yeah, wherever he is working on his flip-flop tan lines right now in the Bahamas.
We should all be so lucky on a day like today.
I hope you're watching this, Trevor. We got some great guys here today, man. We got a lot of guys, of course, Christian and AB and T and Shaq and Isaiah. We got a bunch of former players in town. All right, this is like hurricane winds out here.
Right back in your face. Good luck.
Let's see how 39 responds. He dropped the snap.
Aiden Swanson.
Not very good.
A wobbler.
20 seconds, you got a shot to score. This is points.
So you know what just happened there? Here's a kid who hasn't played yet, and he comes out here. He's a punter. He's got a 25, 30-mile-an-hour wind in his face, and he's thinking more about that wind than his process.
Yep.
And that can't happen. You've got to stay. You can't worry about all that stuff. You got to stay locked in and just execute within your process.
19 seconds.
All right, 19 seconds.
Orange gets it back. Coach invigorated. Uiagalelei back on the field. Defense has been dominant, as the score would indicate. Good start for Murphy with 6 tackles, including a couple of TFLs.
Oh, got to make that one. Come on. Oh, that one might have hit. That one might have gone a little ways.
He didn't have good sidelines. He's got to just trust it. He couldn't see the quarterback there.
That one got a little blurred. The ball got a little blurred, but that one might have gone a little ways.
Maffa unable to corral it.
All right, so we got 15 seconds. How many timeouts they got? I didn't keep. They got, where is it? They got 2? Okay. All right, so they got Potter, so the objective here is to give yourself, you got the wind behind you, you want to get a long field goal. You kick a 60-yarder in this thing. Come on, Marcus Tate. Come on, Marcus.
KJ Henry penetrating once again.
Roy, KJ wanted to know, was that a sack? Did that count?
I think it did.
Look good. Look good to me.
He's got plenty to say after the fact as well.
Red team. Their second charge timeout.
The 5-on-5 crime right there.
Oh, no, not the 5-on-5.
That's right. 10 seconds to go here in our first half of the Orange and White game.
Matt, how about this Jumbotron they're building in here?
Let me tell you something. It's about time,
I mean,
and it's going to
awesome?
be beautiful.
And then they're building a new skybox right here. All right, they got all this. They're redoing the entire the inside of the stadium and lighting and all that stuff. And then in November, we're going to come in and we're going to rip out all of the lower level new locker room. We're going to have a middle entrance, which will be a new addition as well. So all this will be ready for this season. All of that will be ready next season.
So that's where you'll exit the field, right into the locker room.
Yep.
Wow. You designing that?
I had a little bit to do with it, but I'll tell you, this Jumbotron is going to be amazing.
It's going to be cool.
They keep making that scoreboard bigger and bigger and bigger.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, be a lot of fun.
Size matters in the overall arms race, Eric Mclean, especially when it comes to the Jumbotron. By the way, Big Mac has hugged at least 17 different people in our first half down on the playing surface so far this afternoon. Over-under has moved to 22.5.
You're going to get some two safety right here, so you're probably going to get some type of verticals with a middle bender, probably a Tampa 2.
He's saying incomplete. That was a sack, Roy.
That looked incomplete, but it was close. Henry by himself with 3.5 sacks in our first half. Could be the final play, but very eventful first 2 quarters here, Eric.
And they're going to punt. I was thinking draw. I was thinking, nice little run. Don't get anybody hurt.
Hey, Phil Potter, you coming back for the second half, or are you going to get some
I don't really feel like I need to be here, to be honest with you. So, I mean, as long as you can bring us in and out of breaks.
Some popcorn and hot chocolate and take the day off. I mean, they pay y'all to do this?
It's unbelievable.
It's great.
Unbelievable.
What a time to be alive today.
I mean, unbelievable.
Timeout.
Well, I'm coming back for the second half.
There we go.
Let me tell you, the second half is going to be must-see TV.
No question.
Because I really don't know how it's going to shake out. Because you're going to see some of our new young guys get in here.
That's right.
And
so let everybody know at home, if it gets tight, are you going to change the running clock? It's going to be a real game.
So
keep it going.
the first 5 minutes, both sides will kind of get everybody in the game, and then we're going to have a running clock. But if it's a one-score game and we get in the 2-minute situation, we'll play the 2 minutes. So your quarterbacks can work on that.
Right.
And you don't create bad habits.
That's what we had last year.
Yeah.
You created the perfect opportunity.
That's exactly right.
It was a great learning curve. Orange marches down the field, wins the game.
Here's what I'm fixing to raise a little cane about when I get in that locker room. Was that 3rd and long in the first quarter when we jumped offside back-to-back? Twice.
That led to points.
And then that's number 1. And then number 2, the difference in this game right now is 2 drop punts. So it's going to put a little pressure. And as I told you yesterday, I have one question mark on our team, and that is punter. And so we got to get that resolved.
BT Potter says hello, Coach.
Yeah.
That's halftime.
BT Potter with the kick.
Hey,
all right, save me some hot chocolate.
We'll send it down there as well as the rest of our promotional reads for Coach Sweeney in our second half. Defense is the story thus far. TFLs, sacks, KJ Henry, 16 tackles for loss overall, 9 sacks between the two sides here at the annual Orange and White game. Katie has Mike Reed. Katie.
Coach Reed, low-scoring first half there, but great job holding them to just a field goal. What do you think of the defensive performance?
Defense is doing a good job. We've got some miscues, some false starts, offsides. We just got to clean the mistakes up, and we'll be fine.
Phil Maffa gets into the end zone. What do you want to see offensively moving forward?
Just be consistent. Just give us positive yardage. Don't take any sacks, and no minimum mistakes.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Pressure mounting on the head coach of the Orange team, Mike Reed. You could feel the tension in his responses there on those outstanding questions from Katie George. Halftime coming up. Don't go anywhere. We are back with much more in-depth Valley after this. Well, that'll get the juices flowing here in mid-April. Great to see Nick Eason back in Tiger Town, a Clemson legend. Now, former Clemson Sports Information Director Tim Barrett has to be smiling ear to ear looking at this graphic highlighting the previous winners of the annual Orange and White Spring Game. The white team has won the last two, going back to 2019. Of course, no spring game in 2020. And last year, victorious also in a low-scoring affair, 14-13. Well, we've got special guests galore coming up at halftime. Katie George with Christian Wilkins, Austin Bryant, two of the Power Rangers back in the day. Katie.
Yeah, two of the Power Rangers. They are honorary head coaches coming back in town. Christian is the head coach of the orange team. Austin is the head coach of the white team. Just a little background. Austin has never lost a orange and white scrimmage in his time as a Clemson Tiger. Christian, on the other hand, I'm sorry to bring this up. You have never won an orange and white scrimmage, but today's the day. You're currently in the lead. Why did you pick the orange team when you got the first pick?
Well, so you said it, never won a spring game, and I was on the white every year. So there was a little bit of, I was thinking about just, right, a little PTSD. So I was like, we're going orange today. Try to switch it up. Hopefully it's the right decision. I mean, we're looking all right. Started off a little slow, but we're up now, so it's all good.
I've been told that if you are not successful today, you will have lost more orange and white scrimmages than you did regular season or postseason games combined during your career. That's pretty impressive to lose that many scrimmages.
Right. No, that's correct. I would. If we don't stick it out, that's 4 losses in the spring game and four losses in my career. So hopefully we get the win.
All right, AB, that's great. We're going to talk about the team that's going to win, the white squad, which is my team. I was assigned that by Katie. Listen, your defense is playing lights out. Offense, they just got to get it going.
Yeah. So our D-line's playing great right now. We're getting some pressure on DJ. KJ's doing some good things. We just got to get our offense going, and we'll have my streak like I wanted to be, undefeated.
Now, I heard Dabo say that he's going to make it a little bit more fair. We might not see XT in the second half. We might not see some of the big guns on the D-line. What impresses you about those guys?
Those guys are doing great. They're having good days. But the way I'm coaching these guys, we're coaching them to play 4 quarters. Right. We're not coaching them to play just to have. You know what I'm saying? So that's been my message to the guys all day. That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been preaching. So we're playing 4-quarter games. You
like coaching?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Maybe I got a future in it. We'll see.
Maybe what you think.
But yeah.
Man, I thought this first half looked good. The defense are playing good, getting some pressure on the quarterback, playing well in the back end too. But I would like to see, offense, spark it up and, let's light the scoreboard up for the fans, get some excitement in here.
I'm with you.
It's good to see you both here in town and enjoy your off seasons, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Best of luck next month.
All right, thank you.
All right, we've got more from Clemson, South Carolina when we come back with the orange and white scrimmage.
Halftime continues back in Death Valley. The orange leading the white 7-3 in a defensive slugfest. Eric Mclean, Katie George, Roy Philpott back here on ACC Network. A look at our first half highlights. And Mac, DJ Uiagalelei, 10 of 24 through the air for 116 yards. You thought that they would throw it a bunch. He did.
Really enjoy seeing DJ being able to stretch out the pocket. That mobility was such a key thing that we discussed early in this game, and that's what we've seen from him. When you see Cade Klubnik doing the same thing, I mean, for this to be his first live action bullets, handling it very well, the adversity, the accuracy is still there, and of course we've been able to see a little bit of the wheels from Cade as well.
The freshman signal caller, 13 of 19 through the air for 93 yards in our first 2 quarters. Halftime continues back in Clemson right after this quick break.
This is probably the most strategic spring game decision that I think has had to be made yet. You've got 4 choices. You've got 2 offenses to choose from or 2 defenses to choose from. If you pick a defense first, the other coach automatically gets the other defense. Fails. Okay, who are you going with?
Defensive A.
Defense A.
That was not a good move.
I really think it comes down to the running back position, CJ. Am I right? I'm going to roll with offense B, Thomas and the boys. Right.
Wow.
Wow. Loaded coin, first of all. But you know what? I like my team. I like being on the visitor side. We're taking this thing on the road.
Feeling good. Got the teams that I wanted. Games not played on paper. We got to go out there and do what we have to do.
And we're going to win in the fourth. You understand? Because we play 4 quarters around here, not just a half.
Now the pressure on fully the shoulders of Kyle Richardson, head coach of the white team, Mike Reed, head coach of the orange team, stepping into these big-time roles for the annual orange and white spring game. Eric Mclean, Katie George, Roy Philpott. You will hear from Kyle Richardson in just 1 minute. Overall thoughts, Big Mac, with what we saw in the first 2 quarters. I mean, the defense, the defensive line, Miles Murphy, KJ Henry, we know what they're capable of. They were going against some younger players on the offensive line, and like Coach Sweeney told us in that first half, the end result was kind of expected.
That's absolutely right. When you see who these guys are going against, just the injuries that, you know, Clemson is currently facing at the offensive line position, this D-line's feasting, and that's what we expected to see. I think another thing that's interesting to see is the continued aggressive approach from Clemson defensively. Wes has done an unbelievable job with these guys. The trust that is clear as day that you can already see. It's just really impressive, and it's going to continue to grow as the season goes on.
Our conversations with Wes Goodwin, the new defensive coordinator here this week. He's just 37 years of age. Xavier Thomas, you heard from Katie in our first half, he called Coach Goodwin a genius in the way that he schemes it up and just his ability to break down film. I don't think you're going to see any trailing off of the aggressive level of Clemson's defense with him calling the shots as opposed to Brent Venables, who's now the head coach at Oklahoma. It's just business as usual. But Mac, I think there will be some subtle differences we'll start to uncover as we get deeper into the fall.
No, I don't think there's any question. Again, you see the way that they're going to line up. You see the way that they want to attack this. They want to approach it. Roy, at the end of the day, this is the Clemson defense, right? It's going to stay here. It's not going anywhere, and these guys are ready to get going.
Is there anything different you want to see from the quarterbacks in our second half? And let's check in with Katie George as well. Katie?
Well, I thought it was interesting, guys, when we were having our meetings with the coaching staff and a couple players. Xavier Thomas said that he wanted to come back, in part because he wants to make these improvements, and yes, he wants to raise his draft stock, but more importantly because he had a conversation with Wes Goodwin and he saw how he was going to run things defensively. He wants to be in more 4-down situations so he can showcase those skills off the edge moving forward. So he had conversations with Wes and Dabo about his return, but he's all bought into what Wes wants to do come fall, which I thought was pretty unique and special.
Yeah, 4-3 scheme, edge rusher, Xavier Thomas long-term. You can certainly understand what his potential would be like at the next level. Back to the quarterbacks for a second. Anything you want to see differently from Cade Klubnik or from DJ Uiagalelei in this second half?
Really just to continue to see them growing, to continue to understand the offense, get the ball out quickly. Again, when you're facing this pass rush, when you're facing this dominant of a defense, you have to make quicker decisions. You got to get the ball out, whether that's throwing it away or finding a guy faster. So again, the mobility we've seen, just process things a little bit quicker with this dynamic defense.
Well, the sun's starting to poke out. Temperatures warming up a little bit. It's otherwise been a fairly chilly afternoon in Death Valley. The schedule this fall poses its own challenges. You open up the season at Mercedes-Benz Stadium down in Atlanta against Georgia Tech. Road trips to Chestnut Hill, Tallahassee, South Bend. And how about the U coming to town right before the annual grudge match against South Carolina? Mario Cristobal and company coming to Death Valley in what could be a critical game. We'll take our next break. Back here in Clemson with our second half of the Orange and White spring game right after this. Seven to 3, start of our third quarter. Back inside Memorial Stadium. Katie George, Eric Mclean, and Roy Philpott bringing you the action as the temperatures start to warm up. What's been a defensive affair thus far. PFL, sacks, Miles Murphy, KJ Henry. Some of those familiar stars on Clemson's front four having standout spring games thus far. And Mac, will see what the second half looks like coming up right about now.
The thing you want to see again is these young guys continue to grow. A lot of guys going to get some big time opportunities in this second half. We heard from Coach. He said, hey, look, they might be sitting out. Some guys might not be full go this second half. A lot more opportunity coming.
Kyle Richardson with Katie George.
Coach Richardson, what did you think of Cade and the offense's performance in that first half?
Yeah, we did some good things, and then sacks, and the guy who's got the whistle on the sacks, I mean, something's got to be done, you know. He signed the paycheck, so I'll just let it ride. But penalties, and then we had the punt drop that gave them the fifth position to make a score. But guys are playing hard, and they're getting better, and that's what we're trying to do today.
Defensively, what needs to continue? Because that was a good performance.
You know, we're doing a good job of putting some pressure on and changing our looks up, and we're playing hard on both sides. But defensively, they just got to keep getting after, and we got to clean up some things on offense to where we can take advantage of some of the field position that we've had.
Thanks for the time.
Thank y'all.
Good stuff from the passing game coordinator for Clemson's offense in 2022, Kyle Richardson. Eric, that first half felt more like an actual first half of college football in the fall, didn't it, in terms of the length?
Let me tell you, you add in some TV timeouts, a couple of punts here and there. Man, it's a drive can be extended, a game can be extended, and that's exactly what we got.
Well, don't forget, as soon as we are done here in 5 minutes, we will send you to North Carolina, Florida State, NC State, and Pitt. You will see those spring games as we get deeper into the evening right here on the ACC Network. Cade Klubnik, DJ Uiagalelei, we gave you their halftime numbers. Uiagalelei 10 of 24 for $116. Klubnik 13 of 19 for 93 yards. Well, Eric, it'll be a quick toss at Chapel Hill. Some of your final thoughts on kind of what you've seen here today. Obviously, the defense has been the headliner.
Yeah, the defense, the talk of the day, and really just to see these guys get after it and to see what you expect actually be delivered. Because I think at the end of the day, when you have such a veteran group, that's what you expect to see. And for those guys to come out to do that, to deliver what was exceptional. Now, the next piece of it is that quarterback position and seeing a guy like DJ in the fact that he has lost weight, he has changed his body composition, and what does that translate to? What does that mean? And it's his mobility is big time. I mean, it's continually getting better. You see him able to get out of the pocket, make some decisions quickly, and I think that's the best thing. And of course, a young gunslinger like Cade Klubnik, man, it's the future's very bright, you know, for that young man. The decision making that he has, the accuracy, it's been very impressive.
Katie, would like to hear from you on the time that you spent here this week as well, and kind of getting to know DJ Uiagalelei, Xavier Thomas, and talking to both new coordinators. We probably haven't spoken enough about Brandon Streeter and his new role this year, but some final thoughts from you and kind of what you saw and heard this week.
Yeah, I thought Brandon Streeter had a glint in his eye. He was almost giddy talking about being the play caller, building that bond with both DJ and Cade. I thought DJ had a great vibe about him. He looked calm and confident. I know that he had a lot of ups and downs last season, but I thought what was impressive, and you hear this from players, you hear this from coaches, you know, he never pointed the finger last season. He never blamed or made excuses. He kept his head down, and I think by the way that he responded to that adversity, he gained a lot of respect from his teammates, a lot of love from his teammates, and so I'm so curious to see how he can build off of this spring moving forward in fall camp, as well as what Cade can do pushing from behind, because Cade has got a lot of skills that people like to see. So I really enjoyed my time down here just checking in spring, and can't wait to get back come fall time.
Yeah, hard to believe, but most around the country probably not aware. This team, talking about Clemson, actually owns the longest winning streak entering the 2022 season in the Power 5, having won each of its last 6 contests to close down 2021, including the bowl win against Iowa State, 20-13. So momentum certainly on the side of the Tigers, and they will try to carry that over to the season opener against Georgia Tech down at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in early September. Hunter Helms get a little PT to start our third quarter. And in our final 30 seconds before we send you up to North Carolina, it's been a fun afternoon. You heard Coach talk about a lot of the former greats that have returned to the sideline here. Christian Wilkins and Austin Bryant, Isaiah Simmons, and a host of others. A good turnout as well, despite the cold temperatures on this mid-April Saturday afternoon. Kristen Rigby makes a grab. Lost the handle out of bounds. That'll do it for our coverage on ACC Network. North Carolina spring game headed your way next as we send you up to Chapel Hill, NC. West Durham, Tom Lugabill, Taylor Davis have the call for you.